Thank you. It's great to be here. For the next 15 minutes or so, I'd like you to join me on a mission. And that mission is better sex and better sexual health for everyone.
To boldly go.
We're going to go where no one has gone before. I want to find out how well equipped my crew is, though, first. So how many here have a wearable? Smartwatch, smart ring? How many here have a wearable that tells them about their nocturnal erections? Everyone has nocturnal erections, and they're a leading indicator of our cardiovascular health. Women have them as well, too. And when we say leading indicator in medicine, we mean something very powerful. It's not an association. We treat associations, high blood pressure associated with stroke and heart attack. It's not predictive. When we say lead indicator, we mean it's predictive. If your number of nocturnal erections goes down, men or women, from 5 to 2 or 4 to 0, you will have a heart attack or a stroke the next few years. So how many here would like a wearable that tells them about their sexual health and enhances their sexual performance? Admit it, you all want this. So, a two-part mission. One, we want to provide wearables that will increase your pleasure. And two, we want to give you wearables that are going to give you vital information about your sexual health, and your sexual health is a reflection of your cardiovascular health. Why do we need this? By age 50, 50% of men have erectile dysfunction. It's 54% of women. This is a real pandemic. So you can't expect the World Health Organization, your National Health Service, or your doctor to help you with this. It's up to you. What's causing this? Diabetes, hypertension, obesity, atherosclerosis. Doctors prescribing medications that I call them the clit and cock killers, which are antihypertensives and antidepressants. Then there's our diet, there's obesity, there are endocrine inhibitors in our diet, there are microplastics in all of our testes and ovaries. And finally, there's aging. We all get venous leak syndrome as we get older. We just don't hold blood in our penis or clitoris the way we used to. When I was 14 years old, I could hold a girl's hand, get hard for hours. It's not happening anymore. We're all on the road from fitness to dysfunction. We all would like to know where we are on that road, and if we have a problem, stop where we are, and ideally make a U-turn. But right now, we have no dashboard. We can't look under the hood. We have no way of seeing where we are. We have no GPS. So what do we have to help us on this road? Well, we have sex toys. Here is an area where women have an advantage. They have vibrators. Aside from the pleasurable aspect of vibrators, the vibrations increase blood flow into the clitoris. Women also have L-arginine. L-arginine is a natural protein that can be applied topically to the clitoris to increase blood flow. What do men have? Well, here's an area where our situation kind of sucks, because we don't have vibrators. They don't work all that well in us because of our anatomy. We have the PD5 medications, Viagra, Cialis being the most common ones, but they're only 20% more effective than placebo. They almost don't work. A lot of what they work is up here. I have men to whom I prescribe Cialis who say it works if in their wallet or if it works in their night table. Now, the placebo effect is powerful. I take things that I think this might be placebo, but men, as well as women, we need things that are going to actually be effective. For men, there's been some experimentation with electrical stimulation and the effects of Wearable. You're looking at probably the only man in the world who has had a surgeon implant a microelectrode by his pudendal nerve and his cavernous nerve, everyone's favorite nerves that no one talks about because of the nerves involved with erection and orgasm. My goal was to see if I could pace sexuality the way you pace the heart. It didn't work. So we're left with rings. Over here we have the old style cock ring. They made the same way for 150 years. It's a piece of hard silicone. You have to have an erection for it to work. It's like a chokehold, or you're essentially lynching your penis. Not the most pleasant sensation, and because it's compromised in circulation, it can only be worn for 20, 30 minutes. This here is the only ring that the healthcare system in the United States pays for. It's called Giddy, kind of a silly name. Difficult to put on, hard plastic, uncomfortable. And then we have the first doctor-designed ring for comfort. It's called a Maximum Performance Ring. It's made out of, not hard silicone, but out of soft elastomer. It can be put on when a man is flaccid because it doesn't block the arterial flow in. It only constrains the venous return. Unlike these rings that can only be worn for 20 or 30 minutes because they compromise circulation, this can be worn for hours. And we all would like to make love, I think, in just 20 or 30 minutes and without any sort of time pressure. This ring, the maximum performance ring, was also designed to put the right amount of comfortable pressure over the urethra to prolong a man's ejaculation. So with this ring, my ejaculation goes from 4 seconds to 7 seconds, and I never used cock rings before, and this is what I use all the time. How do cock rings compare to the doctor's go-to, which is the PD5 medication? Well, this is research that's going to be published this fall at the Society for Sexual Medicine North America event. Here we're looking at the time it takes for an erection to go down after climax. Because the more blood that's held in the penis, the more powerful, more pleasure the man will have, the man is going to last longer. With nothing, the average erection goes down in 35 seconds. By down, I mean the man is no longer capable of penetrating or thrusting. With the ring alone, it's over 4 minutes. Tadalafil, again, the go-to, it's just 2 minutes. And both together, a little bit over 5 minutes. So the takeaway for all men here is, if you want to have more pleasure, if you want to last longer, put a ring on it. In the United States, 90% of gay men use cock rings regularly, and only 10% of straight men do. I think they're onto something, and I think the men need to get over the sort of male pride of I don't need it. We're biohackers here, though. We want data. What is going on to give us data? I'll start on the female side first, because after all, in order to hack it, you have to track it again. On the female side, there's a lioness vibrator. The lioness vibrator will measure pubic-caseous muscle contractions in the vagina during orgasm. It's an effective tool for women to measure the impact of certain medications upon their sexual performance. The problem with the lioness is it can't be worn during penetrative sex, and it doesn't tell you anything about the health of the clitoris. I'm most interested in the health of the clitoris as the key to a woman's sexual health. This device is called the Clitique. It's under development. We have tested the sensors on 38 women, and the paper was presented about its use at the International Society for Sexual Medicine show back in December in Dubai, and this will be commercialized next year. This device will measure clitoral blood flow and clitoral engorgement. What is the value of this to women? Well, women will be able to wear this overnight to count the number of nocturnal erections. And the number of nocturnal erections is a leading indicator of their cardiovascular health. The urologists right now call the penis the canary in the coal mine of cardiovascular disease. It's just a question of time before the gynecologists say the same thing about the clitoris. It will be the canary in the coal mine of cardiovascular disease for women. Women can also use this device during sex to measure the impact of diseases, diet, medications, supplements, exercise, etc., upon their sexual health. On the male side, things are more developed. Men have an advantage here. This device here is the Atom. The Atom's been popularized by Brian Johnson. The Atom can be worn overnight only. It will count the number of nocturnal erections, and a healthy man should have 3 to 5 nocturnal erections, and it'll measure their duration. The limitations of it have been addressed by this device. This is the device that won the most innovative sex toy of the year. This is the device that I invented. It's called the Tech Ring. We have documented 44,000 plus erections with the Tech Ring. We have dick data that no one else, comparative dick data no one else in the world has. What can men do with this? Well, one overnight, we count the number of nocturnal erections. We've had 2 men get cardiac catheterizations because one man went from 5 to 2 nocturnals, and one man went from 4 to 0. This device can also be worn during sex, and men then can measure the impact of diseases, diet, exercise, relationships upon their sexual health. Here it is in close-up. It shows the sensors. It's designed to enhance pleasure by putting pressure on the urethra, holding blood in the penis. And soon, we will be able to actually, with advanced sensors, look at calcifications in the microvasculature and the arteries and the veins in the genital area. Here's the Clitique. It'll have sensors here to measure clitoral engorgement, clitoral girth, clitoral blood flow, and a sensor inside behind the pubic symphysis bone to measure contractions. These things will change the world of gynecology and urology. Right now, if you go to a gynecologist or urologist, they have nothing diagnostically. They just will give you a pill. Now, you can be an N of 1, and this is so important. I'm a doctor. If everyone here came to me in the conventional doctor world with high blood pressure, I would put you all on the same pill, and that's stupid. I put you on the same pill regardless of your gender, your weight, even pre-existing conditions. We need to change that. We need to empower you with knowledge that's unique and that you can take care of yourself. Sex is so critical to our life. If you have sex every day, your cortisol level is half. If you have sex twice a week and you're over the age of 70, you cut your cardiac risk by half. If you're married and you have sex twice a week versus twice a month, your divorce rate is half. You can now be an N of 1. In this world, many claims are being made about things that can increase your longevity of your sexual life, make you last longer. Now you'll have the ability to test them. Do they work for you? We can move beyond speculations, anecdotes, hypotheticals. How many here are taking a supplement for sex? No one? No one? Okay, I have to say that in the United States, we usually get lots of hands, especially at these events. That brings up another question. You know, we talk a lot about work-life balance. We should be talking about work-life sex balance. If you need to bring more sex into your life, we doctors make recommendations about diet, exercise, sleep, etc. We need to start making recommendations about sex. You need to have sex frequently, ideally at least twice a week. Check your data before it's too late. You want to identify problems before they become apparent clinically. When they're subclinical is when you want to identify them. This is what things will look like in the future. You have an app. You'll be able to track this just the way you track your cardiac health, just the way you track your sleep, the way you track other aspects of your health. Here's an example of what the data looks like. This is my wife and I having sex over here, and then I'm having 3 nocturnal erections. Well, for a man my age, that's good health. This, unfortunately, is me, jet-lagged, stressed, having to give this lecture, taking a sleeping pill and having several cocktails, and having no nocturnal erections. And if that were my life always, I would not be getting blood to my penis at night, and my penis is actually atrophied. It's a very confusing world out there. Brian Johnson takes I don't know how many pills. What really works? In the world of firm tech, men are utilizing our device to see whether shockwave therapy works. If they're taking testosterone injections, what's the right dose for them? If they are trying to take a sex-enhancing pill, does it work? What's the right dose? Internists and cardiologists are using this technology to say, what's the best pill for this person? Is this pill that's lowering this person's blood pressure, is it also affecting their sexual health? I have to say, we have, in our world of testing products, and people send us products, probably 2 products every 3 weeks, we have not found anything, oral product yet, single product, to work alone. We have found that in one study that maca root, L-citrulline, and L-arginine combination does increase nocturnal blood flow, and that's worth bearing in mind if ever you people are here are going to take a supplement for your sexual health. So this data, again, this is data that is objective, actionable, and personable. And you should be monitoring this kind of data in order to have a lifetime of lovemaking, in order to have better sex. Again, I'm just kind of taken aback, because you should be, if you're taking supplements for your brain and for other parts of your body, you should be thinking about taking supplements for your sexual health. So this is the future. People will use wearables to enhance their sexual performance. They will use wearables to find out vital, potentially life-saving data about their sexual health and their cardiovascular health. For better or for worse, this will be on their dating apps, not just in the healthcare records. And for better or for worse, there will be competitions. We have customers who are going to sex parties and competing for who spends the most time hard. And then in the future, you'll be able to answer important questions. For example, who's firmer, Finland or Norway? Or who's firmer, the Chinese or the Japanese? So my message is, put a ring on it. Put a ring on it for your health. Put a ring on it to perform better. Put a ring on for your partner. The French philosopher Descartes said, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am. And we say erectus ergo sum. I'm erect, therefore I am. And that applies to women just as much as men. So if you want to come on this mission, you need to get equipped for this mission. Put a ring on it. Thank you very much.